Forget Xavi Simons. Forget Mohammed Kudus, Spurs' most important player right now. A 19-year-old, Lucas Bergvall. He's dictating games, breaking lines, making this team tick in ways the stars can't. So the question is, could he really be the next Luka Modrić for Tottenham? When Tottenham fans dreamed about this season, the headlines wrote themselves. Xavi Simons, the Barcelona wonder kid. Mohammed Kudus, the chaos bringer from Ajax and West Ham. These were supposed to be the faces of Spurs' transformation, and in many ways, they are. But while all eyes were fixed on the marquee arrivals, something else was happening just beneath the surface. Lucas Bergvall, just 19 years old. Not the most expensive, not the flashiest, not even the first name you'd expect on the team sheet. Yet week after week, he's been quietly running Spurs' midfield. He's the player linking defense to attack, the one turning possession into progress, the one making everyone around him look better. What makes it even more remarkable is the maturity he plays with. Teenagers are supposed to be raw, inconsistent, prone to disappearing when the pressure cranks up. But Bergvall, he looks like he's been playing Premier League football for years. Calm under pressure, brave with the ball, and fearless against seasoned internationals. The truth is, while Simons and Kudus might grab the headlines, it's Bergvall who is dictating the rhythm. And if you watch closely, you'll realize he isn't just filling a role, he's becoming the difference maker Spurs didn't even know they needed. But to really understand why his rise feels so significant, we need to look at where it all started. Born and raised in Stockholm, Lucas Bergvall's story has always carried a sense of inevitability. From the moment he joined Brommapojkarna's academy, it was clear he wasn't just another kid with potential. At just 13 years old, he was already making waves on the international stage, helping Brommapojkarna win the prestigious Madrid Football Cup, beating the youth teams of Bayern Munich, PSG, Atletico Madrid, and even Barcelona. The whispers began, this was a player destined for something bigger. By 16, he was making his professional debut in Sweden's second division, scoring his first senior goal just months later. Scouts swarmed. Juventus, Manchester United, Bayern Munich all ran the rule over him, but Bergvall stayed grounded, continuing his rise with Djurgården. In May 2023, he was handed his first Allsvenskan start against reigning champions Häcken and didn't just survive, he dominated, earning man of the match praise from Swedish media. By the end of that season, The Guardian named him one of the best players in the world, born in 2006. When Tottenham and Barcelona came calling in early 2024, it felt like the first big crossroads. Barca believed his style was perfect for La Masia, but Spurs moved faster, sealing an £8.5 million deal. But signing a wonder kid is one thing. What Bergvall has actually done since pulling on a Spurs shirt is where the story really gets frightening. When Tottenham beat Barcelona to the signature of Lucas Bergvall in early 2024, it was seen as a smart long-term investment. Few could have predicted just how quickly he'd rise from one for the future to the heartbeat of the present. His Spurs journey began with a spark. In his very first preseason cameo against Hearts, he set up Mikey Moore with a perfectly weighted assist. It was a glimpse of what was to come: vision, composure, and the confidence to impact games instantly. But his real breakthrough came months later in January 2025 when he scored the decisive goal against Liverpool in the EFL Cup semi-final, a teenager silencing Anfield nerves with ice in his veins. That spring, his progress hit a setback. An ankle ligament injury ruled him out for the run-in, yet his absence only underlined his importance. Even while on crutches in the stands, fans voted him Player of the Season, a testament to just how much influence he had already wielded in his debut campaign. Fast forward to 2025 to 2026, and Bergvall isn't just back, he's thriving. Against West Ham, he netted his first Premier League goal and added an assist, becoming the second youngest Spurs player ever to achieve that feat in a league game. Just days later, he shone on the biggest stage, his Champions League debut against Villarreal. It was his clever play under pressure that forced the decisive error, earning him another Player of the Match award. And when Spurs needed creativity off the bench in the EFL Cup, he stepped in, slicing open Doncaster's defense with a precise assist for Brennan Johnson. From decisive goals to clutch assists, Bergvall has become Spurs' go-to difference maker. And yet, it's not just the goals or assists that make Bergvall so vital. It's the way Thomas Frank has built his system to revolve around what the teenager brings in midfield. Under Thomas Frank, Tottenham's midfield has been reimagined. While the spotlight has naturally fallen on star names like Xavi Simons and Mohammed Kudus, it's Lucas Bergvall's role as a modern eight that has quietly become indispensable. Bergvall isn't shackled to sitting deepest. Instead, he operates as the connector. He drops in when Spurs need numbers to win the ball back, using his anticipation and tackling to disrupt play. But he also pushes forward to add an extra layer in attack. That balance is rare, and it's why Frank has leaned on him so heavily this season. His numbers already tell the story: 1 goal and 3 assists in early season action. But beyond raw output, Bergvall's presence gives Spurs flexibility. When Spurs build from the back, he drifts into pockets to help progression. When they transition, he carries the ball with composure through midfield lines. And when the attack is in full flow, he times late arrivals into the final third, making him just as much a chance creator as a stabilizer. Defensively, his work rate is crucial. Frank demands compactness and intensity, and Bergvall embodies both. He presses with intelligence rather than recklessness, often forcing turnovers that spark quick attacks. In many ways, he's the balance between Spurs' defensive anchor João Palhinha and their advanced creators like Simons. And yet, what makes Bergvall so special isn't just how complete he looks for 19 years old. It's the fact that his style echoes a player Spurs fans know very well. For Tottenham fans, the name Luka Modrić carries almost mythical weight. The Croatian maestro was the heartbeat of Spurs before becoming one of Real Madrid's greatest ever midfielders. And for years, the club has searched for someone to replicate that influence. Now, in Lucas Bergvall, they may finally have found it. The parallels aren't superficial. Like Modrić, Bergvall not restricted to shielding the backline, not purely an attacking midfielder, but the player who makes everything around him flow. His ability to win the ball, turn away from pressure, and immediately shift play forward is eerily reminiscent of Modrić in his prime. Both players share that rare blend of composure and aggression. Modrić was never the most physically imposing, but he read the game 2 steps ahead, used quick feet to escape tight spaces, and threaded passes others wouldn't even attempt. Bergvall, at just 19, is already showing flashes of the same. Watch how he drifts between lines, receives under pressure, and picks out progressive passes. It's textbook Modrić. Then there's his balance between creativity and discipline. In the early months of the 2025-26 season, Bergvall has 1 goal and 2 assists in 8 appearances, only 1 goal contribution short of the whole of last season in 45 appearances. But his fingerprints are on far more of Spurs attacks. He's often the player who starts the move, even if he doesn't finish it. That hidden influence is exactly what defined Modrić during his Spurs years. The ability to dictate games without always filling the stat sheet. Even the intangible qualities feel familiar. Both are leaders by example rather than volume, players who make teammates better simply by keeping the rhythm of play. For Tottenham supporters who still recall the void Modrić left when he departed, Bergvall's rise doesn't just feel exciting, it feels like déjà vu. But before we crown Bergvall as Spurs' new Modrić, there are some harsh realities he'll have to face first. For all the excitement around Lucas Bergvall, it's important to remember he's still just 19 years old. Young players, no matter how gifted, go through dips in form, and the Premier League has a way of exposing every weakness. The physicality, the pace, the pressure, it's relentless. Bergvall has already faced setbacks, most notably the ankle ligament injury that sidelined him at the end of last season. Spurs fans will hope it isn't a sign of recurring fitness concerns, because availability is the best ability, and while he's showing remarkable maturity, sustaining that level across an entire season is a different challenge. There's also the spotlight. With comparisons to Luka Modrić growing louder, expectations will only climb. Can a teenager carry that weight without it crushing him? Tottenham have seen many bright sparks fade under pressure, and Bergvall will need time, patience, and protection to truly flourish. The potential is undeniable, but the question is no longer whether Bergvall can play. It's whether he can handle the responsibility of becoming Spurs' next great midfielder. What do you think? Can Lucas Bergvall be the next Modrić for Spurs?